Happy Monday out there, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you've had a great weekend and you relaxed and you had fun and you spent time with loved ones and you did all of the things that would get you ready to have a week that I hope is going to be the best week of your life. This is a really special week, or at least here in America, it's a really special week because this is Thanksgiving, our annual holiday where we celebrate by giving thanks for the things that matter to us. And 2022 has been, for I think all of us, kind of been a mixed bag of a year. And 2022 for me has been a really important year. And I'm going to share with you the things that I'm appreciative in 2022 and encourage you to think about the things that you appreciate as well. So welcome back to the Aha Moments, where every day I share the lessons I've learned in my work as a psychotherapist and in my life to inspire you to live your very best life. Of course, I'm your host, Elliott Connie. So I want to tell you, I came into 2022 with a lot of hope, as I try to do each year and each month, each week, each day even. At the beginning of this year, I sat on a professional board, and I would say that experience, sitting on that professional board, probably led to the biggest lessons in 2022, which I'll get to in a second. I also was able to work on my TV projects that I'm working on out here in LA and had lots of professional opportunities to grow. But I think, in 2022, and a lot of my commitment is to growing the solution-focused approach around the world because I want more clients to have access to therapists who do this kind of work. I want more clients to experience what this work is like. And in 2022, I got to advance that by sitting on a professional board of an organization dedicated to this approach. And it led to a really difficult experience. I had an exchange with a woman, happens to be a white woman, who, in a very Emmett Till kind of a way, fabricated a situation claiming that I was mistreating her and talking down to her because she was a female, which anybody that knows me knows it's not true. She completely fabricated this situation to try to get me in trouble. She was upset with me because the board I sit on had made a decision that she did not enjoy. But later on in the year, it led to a real huge learning experience because I got to prove to myself that I can stand up to such hate and oppression and discrimination and attacks in a way that I'm really proud of. Like, I could stand up to hate and speak truth to power and literally be like, no, that's not what happened. Here's what happened. And whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell that truth. It was a really hard experience to go through, but for me, it was really profound and important. And to learn that you have that in you, you have the ability to be strong when strength is needed, was really important. Really, really important to me. I think the other thing I learned was the power of relationships. Now that we're, approaching the end of 2022, I'm so grateful to some of the people in my life that have gone way above and beyond to support me and support my work and help me get my television show and my brand way further than I ever thought it could go. And I would not be able to do that without them. And there are people like on my team that I can't believe, like, you've heard me talk about them, Helen and Adam and Anna and Cecil, Taylor. I mean, these people on my team, my assistant Dell, like, these people on my team make running my life, they just add to my life and my work so profoundly. But then there's people I'm meeting in the LA world, like celebrities that have gotten behind me and they're encouraging me and they're offering mentorship. And I'm so deeply grateful because I have no idea what I did to deserve these things. And I don't know that I'm worthy, but I'm going to do everything I can to show them that I am. And as we approach this season of gratitude, I'm so filled with gratitude to these people. And I'm so filled with gratitude that I had an opportunity to prove to myself that I can be strong in the face of difficult circumstances and situations. And I think as we approach the end of 2022, those are the things that I look back on this year. And I think going into this year, I didn't know these things. Like, I didn't know that there would be celebrities willing to throw the power of their brands behind mine. I didn't know that there would be people putting me in a situation where, like, I have to stand up and say, like, no, this is not okay. Like, you don't get to do this to me. And I didn't know that I had it in me to the degree that I did. And now leaving 2022, I feel so much stronger. I feel so much more connected. I feel so much more validated. I feel so much more just like living in my truth than I ever have before. And without the lessons and experiences of 2022, I wouldn't have that. So when I think about that, that's what I think about. So what about you? What are the things that you look back on 2022 and are grateful and thankful for? Just have a think about that. Make a list even. I usually do that, and I'll do that at some point during the holiday season where I'll literally make a list of all the things that have happened in the past year that I'm really grateful for. Thanks for being here. I love you guys so much for being here. Please help me reach more people by hitting the share button on this page and sharing it on your social media platforms, or even with one person in your life that you think could benefit from hearing this message today. And don't forget to become a subscriber. You can do that at Apple, Spotify, Simplecast, wherever it is that you listen to your podcast. And you can even become a VIP subscriber by signing up on Patreon. And you get bonus episodes and transcriptions from each and every episode. I love you guys so much. Please enjoy this week. I look forward to sharing more with you tomorrow. See you then. During the course of 2022, I have been through a lot, and I've experienced a lot, and I've met a lot of new people that have come into my life in meaningful ways and in important ways. But one person in particular has made my 2022 really, really special that I am eternally grateful for. So today, I'm going to talk about the person I am most grateful for that I met in 2022. And I hope that others out there have met someone special to them as well. So welcome back to the Aha Moments, where every day I share the lessons I've learned in my work as a psychotherapist and in my life to inspire you to live your very best life. I'm your host, Elliott Connie. And, 2022, I'm going to tell you something that happened in 2022 that has really, really changed my life and something that I am forever and eternally grateful for. So earlier this year, I was taking a nap, and I woke up from this nap, and my executive producer from my TV projects had called and text messaged me like 1,000 times during this nap to tell me that she had just bumped into Tiffany Haddish, who was a friend of hers. They haven't talked in several years, but it was a friend of hers. And Tiffany wanted to meet me. She told Tiffany about me, and she told Tiffany about the projects we were doing, and Tiffany wanted to meet me. So this person said, "Can you fly out?" So the next morning, I flew out to LA and met Tiffany Haddish. Like we went to an event. It was an event hosted by another comedian by the name of Joe Coy, and I met Tiffany. And Tiffany is a very successful movie star, very successful comedian. I would say kind of a Hollywood A-lister, if you will. And throughout the meeting, like Tiffany had like a wall up. We didn't really connect instantly, I would say. And rightfully so. I mean, a lot of people come into Tiffany's life for all kinds of reasons. And here she's meeting this, strange psychotherapist. It was cool and surreal, to be hanging out with Joe Coy and Tiffany Haddish and those things. But eventually, Tiffany and I connected. We share kind of a similarity in our family experiences, and we just kind of connected and somehow ended up being friends. And I mean like real friends. I mean like truly, like I care a lot about this person and she cares a lot about me. I mean like real connection. Her and I have been friendship growing throughout the year. Tiffany went through a really difficult on her experience this year. And it was an honor and privilege to be there for her as a friend and offer guidance and a shoulder to cry on and those things. And Tiffany has become a huge advocate of mine in LA. Like she is one of my biggest cheerleaders and biggest supporters in Hollywood, helping spread my name and my message amongst people who make decisions on how TV shows are made and funded. And I'm so deeply grateful for this friendship. I'm so deeply grateful for this person. Like, she's like a sister to me now. Now, people ask me a lot about like what it's like to be out in LA and working on a TV project and that sort of thing. And I think it's remarkable. But to be honest with you, it's not the TV show. Because that would imply, like, if the TV show happens to not be made, that this would be like a failure or wouldn't have worked or whatever. But to be honest, it's the journey and the relationships that have been made along the journey. If the production company that I signed with called me today and said, "We're done, we're not going any further," it would still have been one of the most amazing experiences of my life because of the connections and the relationships. Tiffany and I are going to be friends forever. Whether or not she's a celebrity or I ever become a celebrity is completely irrelevant because there is care between the two of us. Like, I genuinely love Tiffany, and Tiffany genuinely loves me. And that is what this is all about, is having people in your life that have your back and are in your corner, and they're your biggest cheerleaders, and they love and respect you for what you do and who you are. Like, that's what this is all about. And for that reason, like, later this week when I sit around my Thanksgiving table and giving thanks, having someone like Tiffany Haddish in my life is one of the most profound things I'll be thankful for. So I want you to think about the people in your life and who you're most thankful for. And I want you to tell them. I want you to share your gratitude with them. I want you to let them know how happy you are to have them in your life and honor them. So thanks so much for being here, guys. Love you so much. Please, please, please hit that share button and share this podcast on your social media platforms, or even with one person that you think this message would make a difference for. And also, don't forget to become a subscriber. You can do that at Apple, Spotify, Simplecast, wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts. You become a VIP listener on Patreon and get access to bonus material, including extra episodes and transcriptions from each and every episode. Thanks so much for being here. See you tomorrow. We're often told that we should be grateful for things. We're often told that we should have gratitude and be thankful, and we should express that gratitude and thankfulness. I think sometimes we misunderstand what that means, and we aren't thankful for the right things. And today I'm going to talk to you about being gratuitous and being thankful, and how to know what to actually be thankful for, and how to know what to be thankful for in a way that is impactful. I'm going to tell you a really funny story from my childhood and how it plays a role in my life now that I think will resonate with you. So welcome back to the Aha Moments, where every day I share the lessons I've learned in my work as a psychotherapist and in my life to inspire you to live your very best life. I'm your host, Elliott Connie, and when I was growing up, we would sit down at the table to have dinner, and I would complain, like, I don't, as kids are, you're a little bit picky, and it's like, I don't like Brussels sprouts, or I don't want to eat, whatever. And my mother would say, there are starving kids in Africa that would love to have this food. That my mom would say that. And that was like her way of saying, you need to appreciate what you have. And we didn't have much growing up. Like, it was not uncommon to eat Spam. As a child, I was like, oh, I hate Spam. It was not uncommon to have like a can of sardines or SpaghettiOs or those sorts of things when you were growing up the way that I grew up. And these days, I have different things. These days, my life is different, and I can afford to do things that I couldn't afford when I was a child. And as a child, I didn't appreciate just like having a full belly. Like, I didn't appreciate just having food on the table was a good thing. I didn't appreciate how much that mattered. The other day, I was having dinner in Beverly Hills with my business partner, Anna. And I looked over at a table, and it was a really nice restaurant. I'd been to this restaurant before, and it's the kind of restaurant when you go there, you're very likely to see celebrities. And it's Beverly Hills, so it's like all of the pomp and circumstance that you would associate with being in Beverly Hills. And I looked over at a table near me, and there was a family sitting there. Like, it looked like a mom and a dad and two kids somewhere around the age of 10. Maybe one kid was 9 or 10, and the other kid was 11 or 12, something like that. And I just thought, like, how different our childhoods were. We didn't really go out to eat as kids, and we certainly didn't go out to eat in Beverly Hills. And I looked at these kids, and I just thought, like, there was no way our childhoods were similar. And as I looked at these kids, I thought to myself, just how as a child, because I didn't have access to restaurants in Beverly Hills, I didn't appreciate that I did have access to a refrigerator that had food in it. As an adult now, I've traveled a lot, and I went to South Africa once, and I met people in very rural South Africa that live on the equivalent of $50 a month. and they get flour, sugar, and milk with that $50. And they were so happy and so appreciative to have anything. And I felt embarrassed at my childhood because in the same way that I looked at those kids in Beverly Hills, that's how those people in South Africa would have looked at the food I had when I was a child. And I realized in that moment, like, the key to gratitude isn't to be thankful for the big things. It's actually to be thankful for the small things. It's to be thankful for the little things that we have in our life, because without them, we would really struggle. And that lesson sticks with me to this day. And when I hear people say, like, you should be thankful and you should be grateful and you should be thankful for family and friends and people, all of that is true. But we have to learn how to be thankful and appreciative of the little things, because the little things are what matter. And when we take a moment and give thanks to that, that's what impacts our life the most. So I want you to look around your life and just think about the little things that you can be appreciative of, because I promise you those are the things that are going to matter the most. So thanks for being here. Please, I need your help to reach more people. So please hit that share button and share this podcast on your social media platforms, or with at least one person that you think would benefit from hearing this message today. And don't forget to become a subscriber. You can do that at Apple, Simplecast, Spotify, wherever it is you enjoy listening to your podcast. And you can also become a VIP listener on Patreon and get access to bonus materials, including extra episodes and transcriptions from each and every episode. Thanks so much for being here. See you tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Today is Thanksgiving, which is a major holiday here in the U.S. It's a holiday where we express our gratitude and our thankfulness. It's typically a time where we get together with family and we have a big, wonderful, delicious meal. It's a big holiday here. It's got a little bit of a controversial start, which I understand, but the rituals around this holiday are around thankfulness and family. And I want to talk to you a little bit about why that matters and why that's important, and what to be appreciative and what to recognize during this holiday. So welcome back to the Aha Moments, where every day I share the lessons I've learned in my work as a psychotherapist and in my life to inspire you to live your very best life. Of course, I'm your host, Elliott Connie, and Thanksgiving has always been one of my favorite holidays. Just a little kind of background. I enjoyed any holiday that gave me a break from school. My childhood was really difficult and had a lot of abuse in it. And school was usually one of the triggers that would lead to abuse. I wasn't a terribly good student as a child, and there are lots of reasons for that. And I certainly didn't live up to the expectations that my father had. And just school was like a stressful thing. So in the middle of the fall, to get a couple of days off was wonderful. I also very much enjoyed sports, specifically football. I really enjoyed playing football, and football was a huge part, American football to be specific. There's a lot of people listening to this podcast from all over the world, so American football was something I really enjoyed, and me and my friends would get together and we would play football after our Thanksgiving meal. It was something we all looked forward to, and it was a big deal for us as kids. I look back now and I'm appreciative for those memories, like the sitting around the table as a family, going outside and watching football. There was always football on during Thanksgiving, and then going outside and playing football with my friends and coming in later. I grew up in Massachusetts, so it was freezing cold, and you'd come in super cold and very dirty, and those were tremendous experiences. Like I enjoyed them greatly, and now I appreciate looking back and having those memories. And one of my favorite memories is kind of going around the table during the meal and talking about what you're appreciative of. I think one of the things that I've worked hard at in adulthood is to make sure that the people in my life know how much I appreciate them and know how much I value them. I think sometimes we almost get embarrassed to tell people how much they mean to us. We almost get embarrassed to express to people how much of a role they play in our lives and how important it is to have them there. And I want to make sure that you guys all do that. Like I want to make sure that you tell your loved ones that they matter to you and And Thanksgiving, it's just a good time to be able to pause and say, just thank you. Thank you for the little things that you do. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the kindness. Thank you for the shoulder to cry on. Thank you for the laughs. Like, if you think about all the things that the people have brought into your life that are around you, like, it's precious and it's remarkable. This Thanksgiving, I'm going to get together with my family. I'm going to go to my aunt's house, and I'm going to be surrounded by family. And you guys know, family is sometimes difficult, and you don't always have great relationships with everybody in your family. And sometimes it's challenging, and oftentimes it's hard. But even those dynamics and even those relationships, being able to express appreciation for that is huge. I just don't think we do it enough. So to be able to take the time and express those things is really, really important. So as you gather with your family during this holiday season, if you're an American, if you're not an American, just do it anyway. But just thank the people around you for being who they are and what they are to you, because those are the precious things that matter. Show your appreciation to them. It'll matter to them, and it'll matter to you. So thanks for being here today, guys. I hope you enjoy this holiday. At some point, please hit that share button and share this podcast on your social media platform to help me reach more people. That would mean the world to me. Or even just reach out to one person that you think could benefit from hearing this message today. And don't forget to become a subscriber. You can do that at Apple, Simplecast, Spotify, anywhere you enjoy listening to your podcast. You can even become a VIP listener by subscribing on Patreon and get access to bonus material, including extra episodes and transcriptions from each and every episode. Thank you, guys. Love you for being here, and I'm appreciative of you. See you tomorrow. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you had a great week. Those of you here in America celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you had a wonderful holiday yesterday. This is really cool. Friday is always such a great day to look back and think about the week that we've had, and I hope you look back on your week with positive thoughts. Today, all week we've been talking about being thankful for things, like being thankful for the good things and the positive things in your life. But today I'm going to flip it a bit, and I'm going to talk to you about the most stressful thing that I encountered in 2022 and why I'm even thankful for that. So welcome back to the Aha Moments, where every day I share the lessons I've learned in my work as a psychotherapist and in my life to inspire you to live your very best life. I'm your host, Elliott Connie, and without question, the most stressful thing that happened to me in 2022 was having to really stand up for something in a principled way that I experienced was quite oppressive, kind of supremacist, and racist even. So to give you a little bit of background, and a lot of people are aware of the situation I went through because it was super public, and I made a lengthy video that you can find on my website and my YouTube channel about the situation. So give you a little bit of background, and I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to spend most of the episode today talking about the lesson I learned. But I currently sit on a board of a professional association that is related to the type of therapy that I do. And there was a white woman that I've known for a long time. She's been a professional colleague and at times a friend. And the board made a decision that she did not like. She was upset with me for the decision and blamed me for the decision and tried to attack me publicly, saying that I was mistreating her because she was a female. But the truth was, we made this decision, and she was behaving kind of poorly in one of our meetings, and I asked her to stop doing something, and she tried to say that I was talking down to her as a woman, which was not true, and there's no history of me ever doing that. It was clearly just a retaliation for the fact that I had become the loudest voice in my field, and retaliation for the decision that this board had made. So I didn't like it. I was upset by it, and I made a video to kind of make my point, because it was the first time in my career, actually, where I felt like my silence would be complicit in my own oppression. And I wasn't willing to do that. So regardless of what the consequences were, I needed to use my voice and to express why this was not okay. And not just for me, but I needed to do that for the people that look like me in this field, in my field. African Americans are wildly underrepresented and unheard, and I couldn't stay silent through this process. So I made a video, and the association that I sit on the board for released a statement in support of my video, and it created a tremendous amount of backlash. And, to be honest with you, it also created a tremendous amount of support, but the backlash came from the kinds of people you would anticipate being upset and uncomfortable by a video like that. But the lesson I learned two really important lessons from going through this process. The first one was how much I enjoy allyship. There was a woman named Amanda who I didn't even know was an ally at the beginning of this journey, but by the end of it, I was just so amazed at how strong Amanda was in her allyship and to stand in solidarity when she saw something was wrong. That was like her first time ever going through something like that. And it helped me appreciate all the people that have been allies in my life. They've all dealt with hard things. And I was kind of ignorant to that, if you want me to be very honest. But now I appreciate that. And the reason I appreciate it, there were some people who were allies, but when things got really hard, flipped and were more interested in being comfortable than having what was right happen. And that was heartbreaking. To be honest with you, that was the hardest part of all of it, is watching people go from allyship to making decisions to keep themselves comfortable. Because change is uncomfortable. In order to accomplish positive change, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. The second lesson I learned was I can do hard things. Now, I think I had already known that, and if you had asked me before this whole endeavor, I probably would have told you, yes, I can do hard things, but I didn't know that I could stand up for the whole field, or stand up to the whole field in a really principled way. And even when things got difficult, I 100% still did not care. The truth is the truth, and what's real is what's real. I was able to fight hate in a way that I had never had to do before. Now, to be clear, I have fought hate before, but this was different. I was able to fight hate in a way that I hadn't before, and I was really proud of myself for the way that I stood up to it. I was really proud of myself for the way I did that. And to learn that you can be strong when you need to be strong was huge. It was really, really massive. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that had a difficult experience this year, had something trying happen. What was something you overcame in 2022? And what lessons did you learn in overcoming that thing? I want you to answer that question. So thanks for being here. Please hit that share button and share this podcast on your social media platforms, or even with one person that you think could benefit from hearing this message today. It truly would mean the world to me. And also, don't forget to become a subscriber. You can do that wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Simplecast, wherever. You can also become a VIP listener and subscribe on Patreon and get access to bonus material, including extra episodes and transcriptions from each and every episode. Thanks for being here, everyone, and I cannot wait to see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.